events, you really.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine. So excited to have our guest tonight, Rophnan. He is an Ethiopian megastar musician, a singer, songwriter, DJ, and audio engineer. Currently, he is considered one of the most influential artists in Ethiopia. He is making his debut in the US, his first time in the US, you guys. So let's treat him really well. And he is going to be in Washington, D.C. on Saturday doing his thing. Rophnan, welcome to Black Link Magazine.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
You're very welcome. Go ahead and just tell my audience who you are and a little bit about what you do, and then we'll get right into this interview.
Name is Rophnan, and I'm a musician from Africa, Ethiopia. I'm a producer, as you said, and singer-songwriter and DJ. I DJed a lot coming up and make beats and focused on sampling a lot of tribal elements and then bring it into the commercial world through electronic music, which is house, deep house, progressive house, and all this different genres, and then also hip hop, a lot of hip hop influenced beats and word plays and all that in one. I think that's kind of a bit hard for me to explain everything to give you a whole picture, because it's I believe we're at a time where you can do things a lot easily than the past. For example, like the studio, the equipments, and everything becomes easier to do. So artists like me get to do a whole lot than artists back then used to do it. For example, in the 90s, you pick a genre and then you go with it. But now you can change genres easily. You can juggle it, different sounds easily. So that gave me the chance to be this versatile artist, and I'm using it for the best. So it's I would put it that way.
Well, I think you're doing mighty good. You guys got to go out and follow him and check out some of his work, doing really well, and kudos to your success. I just had an interview last night with a musician who's dropping a new single on tomorrow, and we talked about the same thing, how it's so different from, like, say, the 90s to today, and how you have more of an advantage, I think, these days than before. It was really hard to get into the business and be successful compared to what it is today. So that's just a confirmation of what we was talking about last night. Let's talk about growing up in Africa and how you got connected in the music world, in the music business.
Well, I think we are the first generation, the millennials, to grow up on the internet and connected in a different way. So we just got here, as artists, and most of us were making our debut album and this and that. I think what you are witnessing, this, I'm a piano from South Africa, or the Nigerian Afro beats and all that stuff. I think the world is experiencing what it really means to have a generation that has a whole lot of exposure. And I think that is what's happening right now. It's much easier to be to have a say or an opinion or an idea musically or in the movie or in anything, and to just put it out there. And that created a whole lot of amazing movements to come out of Africa, because that's the land of art, originality, and authenticity. And
Yes.
we are connected to our roots. And you see Burna Boy doing all this very culturally influenced stuff, and then people really receiving it as if they know what he's talking about. For example, when he sings in his own language, or
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
what we're witnessing right now, um, globally, is, um, there's no more, the background kids.
Right.
You know, everybody has a voice, and back home we're very respected, and we're very cherished and loved. And it's like you don't need anybody to listen to your stuff anymore. You don't have to sell your records outside anymore. Back home you can be just big and, you know be fruitful, and then uh everything becomes secondary.
Uh-huh.
But back in the days it used to be like, if you don't make it outside, okay, it's but right now, I mean, I would say, since people are very connected, you know, and also as a generation, we grew up connected together all around the world.
Right.
Like we heard news, the same songs at the same time, the same movie at the same time. So my generation in Africa and Asia, or here in the West,
Uh-huh.
we vibrate the same. There is this frequency that really align us together.
Yeah.
So I think the moment you tap into that through your art, it becomes very easier for people to understand where you're standing, which means even though they don't understand your words, they just vibe with you.
Yeah.
Because technically we grew up together, because again we heard the same news at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
And
I
I
get
think
that.
that's what's happening right now, globally. That's why all of a sudden, you hear all these big names and you happen to like them, because the thing is, we grew up together. We know the vibe. We know what inspired us. The artists we all listen to them the same way. When 50 Cent's Get Rich Die Trying came out, it was not only big in New York, it was so big in Addis, and
Yeah.
and everywhere. So it was not like that before.
Yeah.
So this that really brought us up to the table. You don't see much difference, to be honest. The only difference that's left right now is, you know, if you really technically see what's happening, even rappers in the US,
Mhm.
they represent the very place where they were born, or where they're from. Their accent, the way that their delivery, and all that. It's the same in Africa now. And then you can be that and be global at the same time. It's such a beautiful time to be an artist right now. And it make me really appreciate the artists in the 90s,
Mhm.
especially, who never had this opportunity, and they really have to stick to being told to be this way and that way by the labels, and
So
yes, and also you have to understand, when you only have, a TV station to, just to promote you, or, small TV programs to just accept you, and you really, really, really have to, you know, get it through, get it together, because I cannot imagine, because now you have your own TV station,
yeah.
all this is basically, you have, your fans only know you, and then you can post something and they can respond to it right away, and you can't imagine this back when, for example, Eminem started his career, for
Uh-huh.
example. You know, you can never imagine this. So I think, definitely they made them a better artist,
Oh, yeah.
because they carry themselves in a way.
Mhm.
And I salute them a lot. And my generation, we are much luckier, I would say. And if we get to use this social media and all this equipments and computer, and like now you can produce something over, a
Yeah.
small set. For
Yeah.
example, behind me, I'm in my hotel room, and behind me I have my drum. have my computer and my mic, and I'm ready to go, and
Yeah.
my head, I'm working.
Yeah.
No, it was not like this back then. So, this is one of the reasons why I'm here today.
Yeah. So I'm much older than you. Well, maybe not much older, but I am older than you, and I have a son that does music. And I knew he was in his closet, and I was like, what is going on? He's in there making music. I'm like, how in the world are you in your closet made this whole song? I was like, the brilliance of it, and utilizing the technology that we never had. It was just so much harder then. And so I appreciate you saying that, like, you kind of stand on the shoulders of those that come before you for the hard work that they put in to make it as easy as it is for us today. At what point in your life, or just in your career, in your life, did you decide music was going to be a career for you? Because when I go out and I look on your social media and I look on your Facebook, I'm like, what the world is going on? So many people love you, so many fans. At what point did you feel this was it? This was going to be my career?
Well, it's really funny because I did not know I was actually drawn into music, because first of all, um what brought me into this is, my mom, God bless it, her soul. um I was very connected. I still am connected with her, right, spiritually, I believe. And as a kid, when I was 10 years old, I started recording my mom, and just so that I can, it's just a small record this,
Yeah.
and then I'll just press play and listen to fall in love, fall asleep listening to her voice, and that's all I was trying to do, so that I can feel that she's still closer to me, even though she's in the other bedroom. That's the kind of, yeah. Um, so I would just record her talking about different things, and she never said no. She never said no. She would just, if she said no to those recordings, I don't think I would be a musician. That's, so I was just record stories, um, and, um, and then little by little, I started recording myself and start to fall in love of telling a story, and voice and sounds and all this. And I was a physics ed as a kid also, and that adds up a lot to, okay, frequencies and this and that, and the science of it. And I started recording my little brother and the kids in my neighborhood, and then I realized I'm making music. And I realized that when I get to like age of 15, 14, 15, I would say, because people at my age at that time at school start to recognize my, yo, you do this, like this is amazing. What are you doing? And da, da, da. And then okay, I start realize that, oh, maybe this is my thing. It's not everybody's thing. But up until that point, I thought it was just everybody's thing.
Mm.
So it's the love for my mom and recording her stories that really brought, music to the table for me. And again, it's like we all connect in a different way, and we all, get to know ourselves in a different way. We find ourselves in music and art in different ways, and this was mine, and the love of my mom. And
So, as a megastar, as an influencer from, in Africa where you come from, what's your best advice that you're giving people that look up to you, young people that want to get in the business and get in this industry? What's the best advice you're giving them?
it's time to be yourself.
Mm.
It's really time to be yourself. The world is watching, the world is listening,
Mm.
and you don't have, like, respect, people before you, really, because they've had a harder time. I don't care if, people, for example, but like, if you have older brother that was 3 years older than you in the 90s,
Uh-huh.
10 years older than you, let's say, the generational gap between you and your brother and same age difference now is a completely different world. You are completely different human being if you're 10 years, if you have 10-year difference with your own siblings,
Fact.
right? Because you live so much in 10 years, so much change in 10 years now.
Yeah.
So that means, we're living so fast.
Yeah.
And I want my generation and generation Gen Z as well,
Mhm. Mhm.
people to understand that to spend 1 week over something, it could be something that makes you sad or something that makes you depressed or something that makes you whatever,
Yeah.
you are spending a whole year in that week of time, because the amount of pain you take and also the amount of joy you take, it's very tremendous. And the generational gap is very huge. And I think that's why we have a lot of people hooked into drug and not knowing what to do with their life and this and that. So I think my advice is, in general, you don't have to be a musician to listen to this. And in general, as a human being, recognize your time and try to get the best out of this uh, infinite information being over you, and learn how to take pause every now and then and realize where you are standing. It's very, very, very important, because you could lead your life into the dark way easily at this moment. And yes.
So true. You speak so brilliant. Like I could talk to you all night. It's the truth. It's so true. And I believe that that's why we have the crime. That's why we have the drugs. That's why we have so much of this negative and this darkness. It's because of just what you said. I can't wait to get this out. That's good. That's good. Coming to the US for the first time being here, what message are you wanting your audience to take away? Just say Saturday when you go perform for the first time in DC. What is the message you're sending? What do you want them to walk away saying about you and your music?
um Man, that's a really good question. I don't really know what to say though,
Right.
but we are here to experience the beauty of where we from, directly from the source, and I'm thrilled to share that with the fans, and also very thrilled to come to a place were influenced us a whole lot through hip hop and poetry and movies and all these videos and everything that we watched growing up. And for me, to see the Black American Museum here down the road, the new one, and to see, I'm going to New York, and I really want to see the Hip Hop Museum and
Yes.
the Book of Hove and all this stuff, because this are where we watched growing up. And hip hop really gave us that you know amazing frequency and platform to really, really find ourselves and to actually do something with our lives as kids from Africa. And I'm super grateful to be in that actual place with the actual people, and sitting here talking to you as well. You can I'm sure you can imagine how long the road was.
Yeah.
So, to be here, um, super grateful. And the fans been asking me to come over for the longest now. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm very excited to meet them.
And it's a good time. Like tomorrow, they're celebrating 50 years in hip hop. You're gonna be in New York. Like you get to experience this thing. So this you did it. I mean, you scheduled it correctly. You got here on time. Let's talk about Saturday just a little bit, and then we'll wrap up. I know you got to go. You're going to be at the prestigious Echostage at 9 o'clock p.m. Washington D.C. time. That stage is known for hosting the world-class performances. Like you get to grace that stage. That's amazing. So and your first time in the country. Tell me how you feeling about that?
Man, very excited. Like it's really a dream coming true because I mean back home we do it massive, massive, big,
You do.
25 people.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Woo.
stadium that and um again, to come out here also is like it's crazy because like there's a lot of fans who really understand us as musicians, and they don't take us for granted because they don't get to see this a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm very, very, very excited, to be on that stage, and also very humble because like imagine right before my night it's DJ Snake that is playing. So so it's
Oh,
like
wow.
it just says it all. Like yo, like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I know
Yeah.
you're gonna. I wish I would have known and got with Ski earlier. I would have been. And shout out to Ski for connecting us with this interview. Love him. That's my brother. And I'm just excited. I wish I could be there, but I can't. I'm just thankful for the celebration of the rich culture, the diversity that's in Washington D.C. that you get to be a part of too. It's just within that community. It's just a big deal. So what is the last thing that you want to leave at this interview that you want to leave with people that might see it? New fans that you're going to accumulate. What last word do you want to leave with us?
Whatever we say, whatever we do, let's make sure that we do it out of love. That's very important. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. Go ahead and tell the people how they can reach you or follow you on all social media sites.
I'm on all Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Rophnan, Rophnan, and make sure you follow. New album coming out and very soon in a couple of months, and I'm very excited about it. Also, follow up.
Yeah. Well, you just gained some fans on this end of the world. So we are looking forward to your success. We will be following. I've already followed you. And I was just going through your pages. I was like, oh my God, look at all those people, all those fans. And what was good about that, it was like peaceful. Everybody was in the group, everybody was being peaceful. And that's what really matters. And so kudos to you for your success. Thank you for being at Black Link Magazine.
And make sure you come to the concert. Like whoever is out there who wants to join us on the 19th of this month, it'd be amazing. The first round tickets are out. Make sure you grab your tickets. Like already, we're just so make sure you get your tickets early, and then see you there.
Again, you guys, remember we're gonna to go out and follow him. Click like you will want to go see his Facebook page. Go to his Instagram, follow him. Be in the place on this Saturday, 9 o'clock p.m. The show starts. Let's go support our brother here. That is the first time in the U.S. Let's treat him and show him some love out there. So we're gonna go for now, you guys. But remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.
God bless.